The FIM Supermoto World Championship comes back to action for the 2011 racing season, which kicks off in Busca, a town located in the north of Italy. The region we are in is Piedmont, very close to the French border, not that far from Turin either, and it's only about 15 kilometres from Cuneo. Well, it's the first time we've been here since 2008. That was, of course, for the Grand Prix of Alpi del Mare. Thomas Scherer was victorious that day in the S1 category. His brother Adrian was victorious in S2. Lazzarini was on the podium in S1, so too was Bernheimer. Van den Bosch was disappointing, down in 8th. So all eyes are going to be on the new riders, and Thomas Scherer as he hopes to defend his championship in 2011. Well, let's take a look around the circuit then with Paolo Gasparoni. A long start straight here into a double apex left-hander. It's about 4th gear before you reach turn 1. Then down to 3rd gear for this double apex right-hander that starts to turn back up on itself. Kiss the curb there. Up onto the opposite side of the tyre through the left-hander. A short straight, backing it into this next right. Then we have a short burst, and then this left-hander here. This is what caught out Davide Gozzini in 2008 and left him finishing in 12th position in 2008. Then we head down the back straight. Top gear down there. Careful not to run too wide because the corner tightens up through the left-hander. Then it's hard on the brakes into this next right. Kiss the curb on the inside. Drift out slightly. About mid-circuit. Kiss the curb through there as well. Then it's hard on the brakes into this right-hander before we flick very briefly through the chicane and enter the sky zone. A series of jumps there. A single, a double, a single at the end. Another one towards the end of the straight. And then we have the bank turns, a couple of lines through there. Then we are over the tabletop jump. Again, about 3rd gear through there. It gets a little bit hard and slick through there as the weekend goes on, but I'm sure the organisers will be on top of the watering. Then we hit through this back straight. A bit of a chicane out to the outside of the curb. And then we have this long left-hander. That's the penultimate turn through the right-hander here. Back down the start-finish straight, and that's the lap of Busca.
Ciao a tutti, sono Paolo Gasparoni.
Hey everyone, I'm Paolo Gasparoni. I ride for IFG Getza Racing, and I'm happy the first round of the World Championship is held in Busca because it's in Piedmont, my region, and for sure I'm hoping for an excellent race.
Ciao.
So here we go then. The season gets underway with the European Supermoto World Championship. In pole position it was Massimiliano Porfieri, followed by Teo Monticelli and Luca Dotato, with Alessandro Tognacini down in 4th position. In the first race, well, it was pretty much a start-to-finish win for Massimiliano Porfieri there, number 65. And just behind him, his teammate, or former teammate, Teo Monticelli, number 72. The number 89 of Marco Dondi making a return after being absent for the last couple of seasons. Well, he started in 3rd position, but eventually dropped down into 5th in the first moto. So the first race finished with Porfieri, Monticelli and Tognacini. They were your first 3 runners in race 1. The second race was a good win for Massimiliano Porfieri. He was 2nd for the first 2 laps and then went on to take another convincing win. Just behind him, it was Tognacini, again, who started in 4th position and gradually worked his way up with about half distance of the race to go. He finished in 2nd. And then it was Monticelli, who was our race leader in the early part of this second moto. But he only lasted 2 laps at the head of the field before he succumbed and eventually dropped down to 3rd. So for the second race, it was Porfieri, Tognacini and Monticelli. For race 3, it was a little bit different, because it was Teo Monticelli, the number 72 rider, who pretty much led, and it was him who took the victory in the 3rd and final moto of the day. Number 65 there, Massimiliano Porfieri, he was in 2nd. Again, those 2 riders both riding Hondas, and Alessandro Tognacini, number 13, he went on to finish in 3rd place. There's the number 18 of Anthony Fordun, the young Brit riding a Honda, and he came home in 7th position in the final moto of the day. But overall though, despite Teo Monticelli taking the win in the 3rd and final moto, the overall victory would go to Massimiliano Porfieri. And this is how the round finished this weekend. Super slow-mo there of Porphyry. He leads the championship now, 72 points. Monticelli second with Tonaccini third. Dodato fourth and Kmar was fifth. And there you see the three guys on the podium. So our winner then, Porphyry, taking 2 wins in a second. That's good enough for him to win the opening round here in Italy. Monticelli was second overall with a second, a third and a win. And of course, Tonaccini, a third, a second and a third. And that's your overall podium. But after one round, Porphyry is your series leader. He's the holder of the red plate.
Well,
for the last race, we made some setup changes to the bike, which weren't as good as we'd hoped. And from the middle of the race, they started to give me some problems. Last week, I took part in the Italian National Championship, and I'm still feeling some pain from there. My shape wasn't great, even though I've had the flu as well. And it's not easy riding all 3 races when you feel like that, but considering all things that's happened this weekend, I'm still happy with the result. Well, the PMR H2O Aprilia Racing Team is one of the teams committed to race the 2011 FIM Supermoto World Championship. Let's take a look behind the scenes to see a little bit more about this squad.
Fabio.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Fabio Loggi, and I am the team manager for PMR H2O Aprilia Racing. We've been racing a Supermoto since 2003, 2004, and we started with the first race of the World Championship. The team officially is supported by Aprilia Racing, and it's a second season with Thierry van den Bosch, and our aim is the same as last year, to try and win the world title.
First of all, I still enjoy racing, this for sure, and the goal is still to win the World Championship, as many riders and many teams. So it will be not easy, but we're gonna try our best. And it's my second season with this team, with PMR H2O Aprilia team. It's our first race for this season, so we're gonna see after the race is our rhythm and how is the sitting of the bike, and we're going to try our best for the races on Sunday.
So the riders then, as they made their way round the circuit here for the second of their sightseeing laps, let's just take a quick look at the grid. Thomas and Adrian Scherer, brothers, first and second, ahead of Van den Bosch and Lazzarini, with Gozzini, Uros Nastran riding in the World Championship this year in sixth from Gaspadoni, and third place in the championship last year, Manu Hermunen. Ninth is Busai with Ravaglia down in 10th, and Bartolini, Bidar, Alexis Marilus, the Frenchman, making his first appearance in the World Championship down there in 13th as well. And then we had Elias Sammartin and Massimo Beltrami just ahead of Andrea Occhini. Well, the lights went out, and as the riders stormed into the first turn, it was the number 4, no mistaking him, as he went round through the first turn in the whole shot position as a rider down on the deck. and that looked like it might have been Andrea Occhini, but up front, no problems for the fast starting number 4, Thomas Scherer. He'd got Thierry van den Bosch behind him on the 101, Aprilia machine. But it wasn't long before Thomas Scherer was doing what he did here in 2008, starting to pull away from the rest of the field. In third position, number 69, Davide Gozzini on the 7.4 Motorsport KTM this year. He was all over the back of the number 101, Thierry van den Bosch, much to the delight, of course, of the Italian crowd here. And it was only going to be a matter of time before the positions changed for second position. Look at the distance that Thomas Scherer had. Van den Bosch still there in that second position, but look at Gozzini. Remember in 2008, being one of the left-handers just at the end on the opposite side of the track of the start straight area, he lost the back end whilst challenging for the lead with Adrien Scherer in the S2 category. But no problems so far for the number 69 on a KTM this year. Hounding Thierry van den Bosch. Oh, mistake there from van den Bosch. He gets a bit of a squiggle on coming out of that right-hander, but he was able to close the door on van den Bosch. Gozzini, as he heads down the back straight. A little bit further back, Adrien Scherer. He was down in fourth position, just ahead of Manu Herminen, who didn't make a great start, actually. Herminen. Oh, another mistake there as well from van den Bosch. This time, Gozzini does go through. So the ghosts of 2008 laid to rest, because that long left-hander is where he made the mistake in 2008. The question is now, though, can he keep that second position ahead of van den Bosch? Well, van den Bosch looks resigned to the fact that he's going to have to settle for third position. There is the number 5 of Adrien Scherer. He's on Aprilia this year as well, and he's got 131 Manu Herminen all over the back of him. This is a battle for fourth position. Well, that battle would ensue to the checkered flag. And this man here, picking up from where he left off in 2010. No problems for the number 4 as he comes out of the final corner. Pulls a wheelie. It's going to be the first win of the season for number 4, Thomas Scherer. Gozzini holds on for second position from van den Bosch. Adrien Scherer is third, ahead of Manu Herminen. That's Arini. Mary Luce having a good ride in 7th position. Giovanni Busai down in 8th.